Hi, it is Darwin. This is my multimedia project number 3 for Student B's assignment. I am doing the connections on page 81, which is goosebumps and shivers. I chose this text because actually, as I was reading the chapter, I was thinking, man, I wonder how people get goosebumps just out of the blue, and I happened to see this connection, so I thought that it was fate that I choose it. Also, I'm a lot interested in things that involve the human body, which I will get more on later. Kind of the main premise of this subsection is that it's dealing with how heat transfers affect the human body and how the human body reacts to changes in its environment. The baseline for a comfortable human temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. And then after that point, as a temperature drops below 20 degrees Celsius, the human body starts to try its best to conserve heat and cut off contact with the outside air. The way that it does this, it starts by constricting blood vessels in the skin and in the limbs, which kind of slows down the amount of blood that's going through your body. As your human body gets colder, especially if there's a chill, tiny muscles at the base of your body hairs knot up and make your hairs stand up to prevent wind from going across them. This is known to us as goosebumps. If you do not have as luscious arm hairs as mine, the idea is that while it is not as effective as if it was on an animal, as hairs moving across your skin, if your hairs are flat, it will have more contact with your skin as it kind of moves across, but if your hairs are up, then it kind of stoppers the hair from making contact and tends to insulate you that little bit more. The next and kind of final stage that your body goes through to try and conserve heat is your muscles contracting and spasming to kind of generate heat and movement, which is known as shivering. Then, after explaining shivering, the chapter moves on to talk about what your body does when it heats up. After everything that goes above 25 degrees Celsius, suddenly the blood vessels in your skin expand so that more blood is able to flow through, which helps you let off heat through conduction with the air. But this often makes a reddish tint in your face and body and skin, which is kind of blushing in a sense. Then after blushing comes sweating, which is actually a good lead-in to the next chapter on the water cycle. Sweating happens after 29 degrees Celsius and above, and the idea is that it kind of water seeps up from the pores on your skin and onto your body, and as it evaporates, it takes heat with it, and also wets and helps cool off your skin. I thought this section was really interesting from my perspective as a film and theater student, mostly because as a storyteller trying to create all of these different narratives, my job is to falsify reality. So when I'm learning about how a human body reacts to the cold and to the heat, I'm not often in the plays that I work on or the films that I might help out with, I'm not actually having people go through really cold situations, really hot situations. But if I wanted to simulate that, I could look at these specific reactions and using them make people recognize, oh man, if he's having goosebumps or if he's sweating, that must mean that it's really hot or really cold or vice versa or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting from a story perspective.